The following clip is from a Quran chapter analysis video I made that is a part of my broader, in-depth Studying the Study Quran playlist. Whether you are a Christian, Jew, Muslim, atheist, etc., I believe you will learn a lot about Islam and religion in general from watching this series. So please feel free to check out the full playlist by clicking on the end screen or the link in the description for it. Or if you're just interested in seeing the video that this clip was taken from, I'll provide a link and an end screen for it as well. But without further ado, here is the clip you actually wanted to watch when you clicked on my face. Enjoy. Verse 17. Let me go ahead and read that and then we will discuss, and there's a footnote associated with it that I do also want to read and discuss. You did not slay them, but God slew them, and thou threwest not when thou threwest, but God threw, that he might try the believers with a beautiful trial from him. Truly God is hearing, knowing. So that verse, divorced from the historical context of when it was supposed to have been revealed, is cool enough on its own. I mean, it's kind of epic, kind of communicates the idea that, like, you know, God is really the power that allows you to do everything. And you should submit to that power and give thanks to that power. Don't think that you can do anything apart from that power. But you should not think about this verse divorced from its historical context, because the context of like when this verse is supposed to have been revealed and like the situation that, you know, that occurred is so cool. So I'm going to read the footnote associated with verse 17, and I think you'll see what I mean. This verse may be related to several accounts that describe the prophet picking up a handful of pebbles or dust and throwing it at the enemy, saying, "Curse your faces." In one version, it is 3 pebbles, one cast to the right, one to the left, and one to the middle, and the disbelievers, struck by fear, in one account because of a voice from heaven, fled. In another version, the prophet took a handful of dust and threw it, and the dust was carried by the wind and blinded them, at which they ran away. In another account, the throwing to which this verse refers took place at Uhud. One of the prisoners of the Battle of Badr, Ubay ibn Khalaf, was ransomed, but he vowed to kill the prophet and told the prophet he kept his horse ready every day to accomplish the deed. During the Battle of Uhud, Ubay charged the prophet and some companions intervened, but the prophet told them to stand down, at which he personally hurled a spear at Ubay and mortally wounded him. As a spiritual allegory, this verse has been interpreted as meaning that one cannot kill one's carnal soul, one's egotism and vices, with one's own strength, but needs the help of God to enable the spiritual grace to manifest itself in the soul. From another perspective, it is understood to mean that truly only God threw and only God killed, expressing a mystery about the relationship between God and his creation. In a famous sacred saying, or hadith Qudsi, God is described as saying of human beings whom he loves, "I will be his hearing by which he hears, his sight by which he sees, his hands by which he grasps, and his feet by which he walks." So to me, all of the information we just read provided in that footnote is mind-blowingly cool. Like the idea that Muhammad threw either pebbles or dust at an army and it blinded them by the power of God. Like, that is so neat. I will say, obviously, that footnote, I mean, it's all speculation. It doesn't seem like the Muslim community agrees on which story of the prophet blinding the army is true, or throwing a spear at someone. You know, like, it doesn't appear that the Muslim community is in agreement on the historical reality behind verse 17. But as far as I'm concerned, all of the different theories provided here, pretty awesome.